You know, nothing amuses me more than seeing Trumpers squirm, particularly when it comes to things that are affecting them personally now, since they voted for Addy Head Donny Boy and his ketamine-crazed Nazi lover. I've been roaming Reddit actively since 2015, but just recently did I graciously stumble upon r/Leopards Ate My Face. I figured this was just some people around and finding out. And it is exactly that. But it's mostly people sharing right-wingers posting their contradictions on the internet after gobbling Trump's at the voting booth. I can't tell you what happens inside my body when I see right-wing MAGA supporters squirming because of their own mistakes. It's a marvelous, joyous feeling, I must say. Fascism is growing real fast in the United States, and Trump supporters are finding out real fast how quickly leopards can eat their face. Metaphorically speaking, of course. GOP official loses job after mimicking Elon Musk's salute. That's what you get. And I hope you dislocated your shoulder while doing that mimic. Tower-Menson Township Supervisor Laura Smith resigned Saturday after posting a TikTok video of herself mimicking the arm gestures that many say resemble a Nazi salute, which Musk made last week during President Trump's inauguration. All of these major news channels are not showing you her doing this gesture. Well, I am.
Just checking in on my friends who are struggling this week. My heart goes out to you. Hope you're doing okay.
She wrapped the video up with a nice Facebook post where she stated that she posted this video to, quote, stir the pot because she can. Well, Laura, good luck to you. Good luck to ever getting a job again. Nazis need to be treated a certain way. The only way. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, baby, yeah!
We must protect the kids from the radical left. Well, about that, Michigan evangelical church worship leader and Christian recording artist Zachary Ratcliffe has been arrested for child crimes. Not an immigrant, not a drag queen, not trans. Why are these nasty motherfuckers always involved in a church or something involving children? People like Zach here like to always fearmonger everything towards trans people or drag queens, or even immigrants here, pointing the finger to these people saying they're the ones committing the crimes, when it's literally them doing it. I can list hundreds, if not thousands of people in local churches, youth groups, pastors that have done this exact thing. I don't think I can count on one hand how many drag queens or trans people committed or have committed the same crime Zachary just did. Projection on top of projection on top of projection. That's what these people are. That's what they do. They project. Buyer's remorse. Working class Latinos who backed Trump risk punch in the pocketbook. Unfortunately, it'll be more than just a punch in the pocketbook. Latinos and Hispanics that voted for Trump really did not think this through. And as an immigrant, this breaks my heart. How did you not do your research? It hits me in such a personal level. I remember my mom telling me that there were people in Bosnia, right before the Bosnian War, being brainwashed as about that shit. Some even following Serbia's suit, and in the end, massively got I don't understand how human beings can think this way. Why vote for someone you know for a fact is gonna screw you over on every conceivable level? It's shambolic seeing the news of the president ordering for the total takedown of LGBTQ flags, knowing fully well that we voted for him too. It's a free world, so why I wanna live in another person's lane? Dude, he told y'all for months that he was gonna do this. Did y'all not believe him? Did you think he was full of shit? I don't take anything Donald Trump says lightly. Even if he says the most ridiculous thing in the world, part of me will still believe him. But here's the creme de la creme of gay Trump supporters, and this dude seems cool with whatever Trump does. He's talking to the wrong people.
You're talking to my guy all wrong. It's wrong tone.
Gays for Trump founders' message to the president. After President Trump signed numerous executive orders rolling back LGBTQ rights this week, Peter Boykin explains why he remains a staunch supporter of the 47th president. Hey Pete, I don't know how much you know about human history, but if it was up to Trump, he'd be Sparta kicking you all into a hole. You know that, right? And he'd do that shit with a smile on his face. We are currently experiencing difficulty sourcing eggs that meet our strict animal welfare standards. For now, we're limiting purchases to 3 cartons per customer. But I thought groceries are gonna be going down on day one. I thought the price of eggs is gonna be going down the moment Donald Trump walks into the White House. What happened? What happened? Oh, I know. Oligarchs don't care. They don't care. They're in each other's pockets. This is a spiel they knew would work during the campaign. And idiotic, dumb people fell for it. Like this one. Okay, so what's the deal with eggs? Seriously, I was at Target and they don't have any at all. Then my mom paid $10 for eggs at Fry's. Isn't that what this is all supposed to be for? I freaking love eggs and I can't even find any in the store. But still can't afford them anyway. I can't believe this. I guess I'll get some chickens. Well, you better get used to those grocery prices, buddy. With all the tariffs that Trump's about to implement on February 1st. You just f***ed us even more. Thanks. Andrew Tate accused of cashing in on loyal followers' losses with crypto play. And are people shocked about this? Mr. Tate here is the characterization, the purest embodiment of the male right-winger. He is what we like to say in Bosnia, cretin. I wouldn't trust right-wingers like him with anything, let alone my money. Are you people that dense to trust this with your hard-earned money? Dude's a trafficking, raping, inhuman monster. And this case dismissed? It's not true at all. The case wasn't dismissed. In December, a Romanian appeals court sent the case back to prosecutors for further review. The court ruled that the indictment did not meet the requirements for the trial all of a sudden. In my opinion, Tate paid him. Tate paid those judges to throw this out. I don't give a what you say. That's how these people are. They're only here to people over. How it started? Kansas governor signs bill limiting workplace vaccines. How it's going? Kansas tuberculosis outbreak is now America's largest in recorded history. This can't get more around and find out. I mean, what did you expect? Science is actually one of those things that you people always like to throw around. Science doesn't care about your feelings. And now science showed you how much it's gonna you if you don't do the right thing. I could not enter this country without getting all of your vaccines that you guys got as children. A cocktail of a bunch of and guess what? My mom was cool with it. Of course she was cool with it. Because we understand science's reality. Science does not care how you feel. Literally. And now Kansas around and is finding out hard. And the crazy thing is, it only took a month. Attention, please help at President of the United States Trump and at Senator Ted Cruz. My wife's a nurse and was recently hired by the VA. Our home is packed up. We have a new home, have spent thousands to move our family from Fort Worth to Waco. Following Trump's hiring freeze executive order, VA rescinded her job offer. My wife is in tears and inconsolable and my family is devastated. It has been my wife's dream to work with needy disabled veterans. I'm a disabled veteran. Now our family is lost with no clear path of what to do. Her job was to start in 2 weeks, right after we settled in. We are all huge Trump supporters, and I know that this was an unintended consequence. I'm sure veterans medical care professionals were not targeted of this executive order. Please help me get this message to the White House so the president can fix this error. Veterans need not be affected because of out-of-control government spending elsewhere. Please retweet this so @RealDonaldTrump is made aware. This is the greatest around and find out on Leopards Ate My Face since Donald Trump got into office. This is what happens when you actually follow someone blindly. This is what happens when you go face down, ass up for somebody you don't know. Why do you think Trump, even if he got your tweet and your message, why do you think Donald Trump would give a flying about you? He doesn't even care about his own children. You think he'll care about yours and you? He doesn't care. He doesn't care about anybody but himself and his top 1% friends, the lobbyists that are in his pockets. That's who he actually cares about. You're not any special. You're not in the club. And when you do understand that, maybe things will then get better. I hope this made you learn your lesson to never vote for a swindling piece of oligarch. Leopards Ate My Face is about to blow up the next 4 years. And I'll be there to witness it. Let me know if you like this series by hitting the like button, because I'm about to hit this hard. Canada has said it has a detailed retaliation plan to the United States tariffs that will seek to hurt Republican states the most. Leopards ate my face. Leopards ate my face. Oh, are MAGA Republicans finding out? Oh, are they finding out? Oh, it's a beautiful thing to see. It's a beautiful morning. And look, I already know the that Trump is doing and has already done is gonna affect me personally as well. But know that MAGA Trumpers getting because of Donald Trump too makes this a fraction of a percent tolerable. GOP pollsters say Trump voters are, quote, tired of being accused of racism. Pentagon agency bans Black History Month in compliance with Trump's DEI push. The Defense Intelligence Agency also ordered the suspension of events marking LGBTQ Pride Month, Juneteenth, and Holocaust Remembrance Day. First off, happy Black History Month. On this channel, we do recognize true American history. You can shove that whitewashing trash right up your ass, Pentagon. And you say you're tired of being called a racist when you literally vote for somebody that is appallingly racist himself? It's the dude's whole personality. White people, or should I say particularly white women that voted for Donald Trump, didn't expect the fact that this DEI was gonna affect them personally. And seeing these people bitch on the internet about this, gold. Dozens of female Republican officials have been fired by the Trump's administration's anti-DEI policies and are complaining that Trump's firing was supposed to be according to race, not gender. This anti-DEI is only in the forefront because of Trump's massive push towards racism and misogyny. This is what all this is about. By getting rid of DEI, he's making it more inclusive for other people. By other people, I mean non-melanated males. Right-wing mentality doesn't allow you to be more diverse. It does not let you explore more inclusion. And anyone that celebrates Pride Month, Juneteenth, or remembers the Holocaust, according to the Pentagon and the Trump administration, yeah, those things are not in their agenda. They want nothing to do with that. All of those things include people that they hate. If it was up to them, it would be worse than just not including you. And I have a feeling in their minds, gas chambers would be involved. My friend is a crypto investor and voted for Trump. The crypto community was so happy when Trump got elected, and my friend snubbed me for voting for Kamala. Then after Trump, Melania launched their meme, that's that dumbass coin that they released last week, my friend's crypto profile went down 60-70%, even though he didn't even buy the Trump or Melania meme. He lost 60-70% because people sold their crypto, which he was heavily invested in, to buy the Trump Melania memes, which caused the value of his own crypto investments to take a nosedive. When Trump's inside traders sold their Trump meme, all the investors in the Trump meme lost billions of dollars combined, and there was no money to invest back into the crypto projects that they were originally in. Trump's inside trading is illegal, but who do you report to when Trump is the inside trader? Now Trump has screwed the whole crypto community.
Good. I'm glad.
Can I just say that this whole crypto fiasco is such a crock of dog shit? Crypto reminds me of those early 2000s infomercial pyramid scheme things. You know what I'm talking about. Motherfuckers that make you recruit all these people to their company to make them money while you're literally losing thousands of dollars, asking you to sell that people know for a fact is gonna break within 2 months. Companies that promise you this instant wealth that never arrives. Well, it arrives for them, but not you. Definitely not you. That's what crypto is, a pyramid scheme. And this guy fell for it. Why do you think Donald Trump invested into this crypto coin thing and then crashed it the moment people bought it? Why do you think he did that? Because crypto loves fraud motherfuckers like Donald Trump. They love people that love frauding people. He schemed you into spending your investment money that he just pocketed. When will you idiots understand that Donald Jennifer Trump will do whatever it takes to benefit only one person? Himself. Right-wing Republicans are the most gullible people on this planet, man. Tell them cows are pink, have wings, and migrate to the south because of the weather every year. That's why you don't see that many of them. And they would believe you. You are making it hard for us. Black Americans for Trump member rips president on CNN. I feel like this is a territory that I should not be treading on, so I'm gonna allow my good friend Whitney here to rip into this man.
Boy, stop playing. You know good and well you've been rocking with Donald Trump since 2016 just to be contrarian to every other black person. You still can't tell me why you voted for him and what you trying to conserve. Boy, don't even start with that.
Trump says Canada, Mexico, and China tariffs will be worth it, but may cause some pain. 5 years ago, I remember watching the price of lumber skyrocket as my parents were renovating their home. I'm screwed, aren't I? I'm a developer and an investor. I'm trying to pull back a bit until things stabilize. This is a difficult timeline for us. This is the definition of a pissing contest. What the f***, man? Oh, y'all are finding out. This is making me giddy. You know that feeling at night when you're like, oh, I'm about to go to bed. I know my bed's cold, and you jump into that motherfucker, and this giddy adrenaline goes from the bottom of your feet all the way up to your head, and you're like, ooh! You know what I'm talking about. That's the feeling I get every time I see MAGA right-wingers scream in agony on the internet. These tariffs are about to f*** us hard. Anyone in lumber, steel, aluminum, produce, groceries, gas at the pump, all getting f***. All are about to go up at least 25% because of like this on r/conservative. Trump wants to be the biggest and baddest of them all. He's throwing all these tariff at these countries to show them, I'm the boss here. I'm running here. He wants to take our economy and the rest of the world's economy for his own sake. With the crypto fiasco last week and now this tariff this is just to line Donald Trump's pockets. He's about to make millions off of us and nobody's doing nothing about it. Democrats are just talking and no action. Stop this piece of shit. Canada has said it has a detailed retaliation plan to the US tariffs that will seek to hurt Republican states the most. Oh, don't worry, they already started in Canada. Tennessee whiskey, Kentucky bourbon, all off the shelves in British Columbia. And you'd be surprised how many down south like to drink that shit. They drink themselves half to death, beat the out of their wives, and then go down 3 trailers to the neighbor lady. What a troll move by Canada too. The United States, but only the people that deserve it. That's how Canada got the title of nicest country in the world. I thought the whole point of threatening tariffs was to extract concessions. What's the point of just imposing 25% tariffs with no concrete objective in mind? Did you just realize that the party you vote for has zero objective in mind at all times? It's all stick, no carrot. And while it'll affect Canada and Mexico more than us, not really. We're getting more actually. Don't think it won't increase our prices too. It definitely will increase our prices. It's already increased our prices. I guess I'll give him the benefit of the doubt for now, but I'm very skeptical on this one. And this is still gonna trust him. The level of stupidity here is unimaginable. Hey, I know you'll screw me real hard, and I know you're going in raw, herpes infected. That's the mindset of a right-wing conservative Republican. The main economy is integrated with Canada, our most important trading partner. Certain tariffs will impose a significant burden on many families, manufacturers, the forest products industry, small businesses, lobstermen, and agricultural producers. For example, 95% of the heating oil used by most Mainers to heat their homes comes from the refineries in Canada. The Air National Guard in Bangor depends completely on jet fuel and diesel from Canada. From fisheries to potato farmers to paper mills, these tariffs will have a significant impact on Maine's economy and risk increasing costs for our residents. I'm working with the Trump administration to help its officials better understand the potential ramifications of certain tariffs on Maine, scope, duration, and other information. Honestly, shut the up, Susan. Shut the up. You don't need to do anything further than to stop this from happening. Your state and the people living in it are personally getting because of this. And you're just gonna be like, oh, let me look into it a little more. How can we benefit from this? I need to get a little bit more information on these tariffs. What information do you need? The people that voted for you are gonna feel the brunt of this. Not you. You're worth what, $6.3 million? And also like to trade stocks a lot, huh, Susan? 421 trades. Last one was August 21st, 2024. Hey, you're due for a trade, aren't you? She doesn't care. She's not gonna do anything about this. Susan could give one single about you, just like the rest of them. And as long as their pockets are lined, who gives a right? Lutheran Social Services is one of the largest employers in South Dakota, operating senior living facilities across the state. Republicans are shutting it down. Perhaps more concerning is Mike Flynn, known foreign asset, having access to this data. Dude, we are really turning into 1939 Germany. First they went for the unions, then they went for the opposition, and then they came for the old and the poor. The Doge team is rapidly shutting down these illegal payments. Now it's the Lutheran faith. This use of religion as a money laundering operation must stop. Well, Mike, why don't you talk to, every church in the country then? You people only utilize religion when it benefits you. This administration is literally shoving its boot into every poor old person. Take away social security programs that people literally rely on for their life. Programs like that are funded by our taxes. Know that. They don't like the fact that our hard-earned money is helping poor old people. In their mind, it's like, what do they need it for? They'll be dead soon. That's their motto. That's the right-wing game that they're playing. Millionaires and billionaires want to take away from the poor so they can have that money as play money. Like Brett Favre's piece of ass. Remember when he took from the poor to build a volleyball court for his daughter? I mean, calling these people dumb is an understatement. Can someone please deport this already? Deport him in a way, you know what way I'm talking about. You know exactly what way I'm talking about. Because Musk is about to be responsible for every thing that's about to happen. Today I found out my neighbor who works for USDA lost his job. I didn't know him well, but I do know he's worked for USDA for the last 12 years I've known him. What I do know, I'm incredibly happy for him and his family. I'm glad he lost his career. I'm glad he lost his source of income. I'm glad he got everything he voted for. I'm just waiting to see how long it'll take for that Trump flag he's been flying for the last 5 years to come down. The leopards are feasting. The leopards are eating the faces that voted for Trump. They didn't believe it, and now they're grieving to the man that threw them to the dump. Oh, life is so hard when leopards are eating. Well, you should have known that all along, because now you believe that Trump can deceive. Why do you think you're part of this song? I pray to God that President-elect throws away Project 2025. I think it would be an economic disaster. Stop lying! No way Trump and Musk tried to fire 300 nuclear officials, then realized that they were the ones overseeing the US nuclear arsenal and scrambled to rehire them. You can't make this level of incompetence up. Fake news! Who's your source? Replying to @Real Donald Trump. I voted for you 3 times. Why are you allowing Elon Musk to abuse federal workers? Doge doesn't need to fire 200,000 people. They just need to fire 1. We're not the deep state. We protect this country with technology. And if you continue down this path, this country will have no future. Well, D-Man, if you actually took the time to read Project 2025, be it it's 900 pages long, and I pray and hope to everything that you believe in that you're not in that 70 percentile of people that can't read past the 5th grade level, which is very common for right-wing conservatives. My point is, this is all in Project 2025. They're almost following this by the chapter. We've told you about this. If you stop watching Fox News for like 15 minutes and look up actual real information, you'd know about this. And now, leopards are gnawing on your face. Good. Good, I'm glad. I hope every single one of you Trump supporters that voted for this gets every single thing coming to you. Y'all remember this prick? I mean, cleric? Schmatzy saluting Catholic priest. Yeah, well, he lost his US visa, which basically means you can't come back to the United States. Every single Schmatzy sympathizer should have this happen to them. And that to me is just the bare minimum. I can't really say what I would do personally to these people. I'm gonna let you use your imagination. Just know that it probably will be equivalent to the movie Hostel. Doge cuts 9/11 survivors fund, and Republicans join Democrats in rebuke. Yeah, Republicans want to join now. Now you want to join when the personally affects you. If you're still a Trump supporter and this doesn't make you sick to your stomach and you're still okay with Musk doing whatever the he wants, I gotta ask you, what's wrong with you? What is wrong with you? Do you hate yourself that much that you have to see others suffer? And why cut the 9/11 survivors fund? Why cut that just to put that money in the pockets of the lobbyists that gave you money, that puts you in the position that you're in? These people are sick. The White House said book bans aren't happening. Now J.D. Vance's memoir is a target. Hillbilly Elegy contains profanity, references to LGBTQ people, and passages celebrating diversity. Features that may conflict with the Trump administration's executive orders. Everything that they hate is in J.D. Vance's memoir, which is absolutely ironic. I mean, J.D. Vance himself is everything that they hate. He wears eyeliner. dressed like a drag queen 15 years ago, has an Indian wife and mixed children. Everything they hate is in and around J.D. Vance. So of course his memoir is getting slapped off the shelves. MAGA hat wearing lady is sad that her insulin went from $12 per pen to $78 per pen after losing Biden's price cap. Bro, I'ma tell you right now, they better not with my grandfather's insulin. I swear to God. The man's been a diabetic for 45 years. He can't live without that shit. What this says to me are two things. Trump loves the pharmaceutical companies, which we've already known that. And two, Trump wants all you diabetics to die. He thinks you people are a waste of time. You're a waste of air and a waste of money in Trump's eyes. And some that are diabetic will hear this and be okay with it. We'll still vote for him, even a third time if possible. Ex-Proud Boys leader Enrique Toro arrested on assault charges outside of US Capitol. And the dude was just pardoned by Trump too. That 22-year sentence he had, unfortunately, was cut short. And now he's back in jail. Good. Good. That's exactly where he belongs. He should have never gotten out of jail. None of those 1,500 pieces of shit that stormed the Capitol should have gotten out of jail. Plus, after he walked his bitch ass into the Capitol to confront Michael Fanone, one of the dudes that stopped these people. If I was there and I witnessed that, I would have spit in that motherfucker's face. If you haven't already, listen to this man's audiobook. Tears will stream down your face. A Republican congressman's town hall is being flooded with constituents who are outraged at Trump and Musk coming for their health care and their earned benefits. This dude right here is Representative Rich McCormick out of Georgia. And people down in Georgia are pissed. And Georgia isn't the only town hall that this happened to. It's all over the country. Arizona, New York, California, Texas, North Carolina, even here in Virginia. Republican constituents are bombarding Republican representatives, telling them, what the f*** are you doing? What are you doing about this shit? Why are you not stopping this? People in those states, people all over the country are outraged. But you people should have known this. Y'all should have known they're coming for your health care. They told you this. They were very blunt about it. Read Project 2025. It's in there. It's black and white. It's in English just the way you like it. I hope these attacks against Republican congressmen and women continues. Show them that we are the ones running this shit. Show them that they are absolutely nothing without us. I voted for him for lowering grocery prices. If I knew my food stamp cash benefits would have been taken, I wouldn't have made that decision. What do I do now? Well, now, sweetheart, you starve. That's what Trump wants you to do. That's what your daddy wants you to do. They want you to be hungry. That's their whole plan. And I do remember this woman coming through my For You page talking about this. Talking about how they just took $4,000 worth of food stamps away and how she's supposed to feed her children. I'm glad a federal judge that Biden appointed stopped this for you, so you can feed your family and feed yourself. GOP lawmaker whines about his preferred pronouns after being misgendered by clever constituent. The red state legislature passed a bill legalizing misgendering, and the first person to complain about it was a Republican lawmaker. Watch this woman put this punk little bitch lawmaker into his place.
Britt.
Hello. Thank you, Madam Chairman. As the Senate overwhelmingly voted yes.
You can call me Mr. Chairman if you want.
Well, I cannot be compelled to use your preferred pronouns as you have all voted.
Wait a minute. We're talking about preferred pronouns. A lot of people are. I prefer to be called Chairman French. That's my preferred pronoun.
I know, and you all voted, but preferred pronouns cannot be compelled speech in SF 77. Anyway, my name is Britt Borrell, and I...
Did you see Mrs. Chairman French squeal like a little pig when he was called the wrong gender? It's so ironic that these people get offended by their own laws that they wrote. These people don't like it when we use their own garbage against them. And knowing that this pisses them off, I'm about to misgender every single Republican in my comment section. I don't give a I'm just following your dumbass laws.
The Trump administration is making it seem that Ukraine doesn't want peace. That's a lie. Ukraine wants peace. We don't have a victory at the end of this.
Oh, how long will it take for you to realize leopards are eating your face, and you know that there's just no end to it? Oh, and how long will you realize that you are being in the face by Trump, and you know There's just no end to it.
Yes! Randy Watson!
That boy is good. Good and terrible.
You can stop the tram at any moment, but you refused because you need guarantees that it won't start moving again in a few years. Hey morons, Zelensky didn't start the war. Your daddy's daddy, known as Vladimir Putin, started the war, and you pieces of know it. Donald Trump is so deep in the pockets of Putin. Why do you think he did what he did during the Zelensky meeting? He did it for a reason. Putin's is throbbing inside Trump's throat right now, and he is loving that loving it, because Putin knows that there is nothing Donald Trump can do about it. And before you come into my comment section and say that I am spewing bullshit, well, why don't you explain this to me?
Was a Russian money launderer. In the late 80s and early 90s, Donald Trump was in complete financial failure. As soon as Donald had control of the Trump organization, he quickly borrowed, spent, and soon collapsed his father's company. By 1992, he's on the hook for $800 million and is desperately seeking any avenue to make himself solvent. Meanwhile, in Russia, as their economy crashes, the Russian mafia is trying to move as much money as possible out of Russia. In total, they end up moving close to $2 trillion. And a very large chunk of that money ends up passing into Donnie's grubby little hands. Trump Tower is one of the few places in America where you can buy a condo anonymously, which, if you're looking to privately launder large sums of money, buying New York real estate and never having to disclose who you are or where your money came from, is just ideal. Building after building is constructed, and the Russian mob, both directly and through shadowy shell companies, buys nearly 70% of his unoccupied space. By the 2000s, the vast majority of the Trump organization is paid for with dark money directly from Russian oligarchs and the Russian mafia. At this point, Russian businessmen have cut out the middlemen and started building these towers themselves, simply leasing Donald's name and organization while they create their own real estate to purchase with their own dirty money, which left Donnie the free time to focus on his real passion, being famous. Donald will tell you this story about his business sense, how he fought back from bankruptcy and he's this self-made billionaire. But what Lil Donnie actually is, he's a mule, an asset for cleaning cash from human trafficking, extortion, and the drug trade. And without 2 decades of Russian money, he'd be broke, alone, and on the street.
Well, Donnie boy, you are, as Alonzo Harris likes to say, federally White House has fallen. I never thought I would see the day, and I was an avid Trump supporter, but he went too far with Ukraine. They're trying to fight for their right to be a nation. I honestly thought America stood for this, but no more. Crazy times. Dude, that was much harder to read than you think. Ricky, you know that there are these things in the human language that we like to use a lot to express emotions, feelings, etc. Maybe add a pause to, maybe make the meaning clearer and separate parts, and maybe to breathe while you talk. It's called something weird. What was it again? Oh yeah, punctuations. Please, why are you not using punctuations, sir? Just reading this person's tweet lets me know everything that I need to know about who that person is, what they are, what they stand for, and their educational level. And Ricky, if this is your final straw, just wait until he comes for your social security. Wait until he comes for that. This to me is one of the most Leopards Ate My Face ever. In NYC's Ukrainian enclaves, Trump's rebuke to Ukraine and Zelensky steers complex feelings. Brighton Beach, a Slavic enclave in Brooklyn where Ukrainians outnumber Russians 2-1, voted overwhelmingly for President Trump. I mean, for f***'s sake, man, is Donald Trump that good at convincing people about bullshit? Particularly a group of people such as Ukrainians. Is he that good at convincing them to vote for him, knowing what their country is going through right now, and they still voted for him? They still voted for him. I'm sorry, but as a fellow Eastern European Slavic person, I'm gonna say this right now. You people aren't actual Ukrainians. You're not real Ukrainians. Because I would say the exact same thing to Bosnian people that voted for Donald Trump. Y'all are not Bosnians. Y'all are not real Bosnian people. Because if you were, you wouldn't have voted for Donald Trump. And every single one of these people that did vote for Trump, they don't give a shit about their country. Y'all could give one single about your country. I said what I said. Vance family's visit to Vermont ski resort interrupted by swarm of pro-Ukrainian protesters. But that's not even the best part. Some people came out with signs to show their appreciation on how much they loved the fact that JD Vance came to their ski resort. Tall, dry excuse of a president. Vance skis in jeans. Our cow better ideas than Vance. Hate does not grow in the rocky soils of Vermont. No room for hate in the Green Mountain State. Vance? We thought Elon was VP. Vance is a traitor. Go ski in Russia. Bro, I'm about to try and convince my wife to move to Vermont. I wish more states were like Vermont. A libertarian conservative on Reddit said, I'm nauseous at how fast Trump's support of Ukraine has changed. Very curious to see how this plays out. If you're Zelensky, do you leave without signing the deal? He didn't even have a chance to sign the deal. First he was bombarded with criticisms and why didn't you say thank you? I did. Well, you didn't say it enough. And by the time this 40-minute meeting was over, he was literally kicked out of the Oval Office by Trump and his cronies. So no, he didn't sign a mineral deal with this small energy administration. You should have been more than just nauseous. If you're a real American, your blood should have been boiling. This is the New York Post. Right-wing lunatics write about right-wing lunatic and in New York City, of all places. Oh, the humanity. But here we have Douglas Murphy, one of their right-wing lunatic writers. Someone that actively promoted Trump and Trump's trash policies, but now is somehow confused why Trump is reciting Russian propaganda. Mr. President, Putin is the dictator. Trump wants peace and an end to war to Ukraine. It's by far his toughest objective. Douglas Murphy has multiple leopards rooming with him. And I can't wait for people like him to eat their own words. I wonder if he knows that he and people like him are solely responsible for the position that we're in. They are literally responsible for what we are experiencing. I wonder if Douglas knows that he supports a Russian asset. Russian informant and spy. Let me drop a name for you. Krasnov. To add on top of that name, a couple of days ago, 2 ex-KBG members came out and said that Donald Trump was recruited by them in 1987. The name Krasnov was given to him. So think about this. Do we have a Russian spy as a president? Trump's attempt to denigrate Zelensky have led to a surge in Ukrainian unity. Oh, I believe it. I believe that most Ukrainians are standing against this motherfucker. The problem is, there are Ukrainians right now that support Donald Trump, that believe Donald Trump is gonna stop this war. Trust me, I thought the same that you're thinking right now. Ukrainian MAGA Trump supporter? Yes.
The Trump administration is making it seem that Ukraine doesn't want peace. That's a lie. Ukraine wants peace. We don't have a victory at the end of this.
Ukrainian national and Auburn resident Andrei Ilyuk has stood behind President Trump many times. Not this time.
I support the guy, but I can't support when he's lying, because it's lies. Calling someone a dictator, calling Ukrainian propaganda.
Andrei has been collecting these signs for years, hoping that when Trump is in charge, the war in his home country will come to an end. Now he's not so sure if that will happen or if he should keep these signs up here at all. For Ukrainians, Ilyuk says this is just about survival.
When you buried half your family and everyone in your family experienced death, there's no victory when you have half a generation or a full generation of crippled, mentally ill after all this, and soldiers are coming home that don't know how to deal with this.
Ilyuk says the Ukrainian people have seen Russia violate previous attempted ceasefires.
I look at it as a deal with the devil. Because it's pure evil.
What they want is to see the U.S. agree to future support so this doesn't happen again.
So we were given 3 days, we're still standing. I lost 4 cousins in these last 3 years. I still have 2 cousins and an uncle that are fighting the front lines. And they said, as long as we have a country to fight for, we're going to be here, we're going to be fighting.
Then please explain to me, why the are you supporting Donald Jennifer Trump? Please explain that to me. I mean, please make it make sense. You lost family members. Your cousins died. People are gonna have PTSD and mental illnesses for decades now because of this shit. You said that. Because that is a fact. That's what's gonna happen to your people. So why then support a dude that supports a dude that your 3 cousins? Why? Every single day, the older I get, the more I realize that I am in the humanity's top 20% of smart people. People that utilize rational thought, logic, and reason. People that use common sense and logic to drive their life and their personality. I feel like people that utilize that are just all around better people. They are. First off, I stand with Trump. My food prices are going up. Gas is the same. Tariffs on steel and aluminum will probably screw me out of a raise. And will stop new hires, which in turn means I have to put out more. I still stand with Trump. It's only been 2 months and you can already feel the knife deep in your back. Cutting Medicare, Medicaid, and Social Security while softly caressing Elon's sack. And now you're sitting at home screaming, yelling, how did things get this way? That's what fascists do. They want you to struggle every day. And even knowing that, you still won't throw your support for MAGA away. He voted for Trump. Now his wife sits in an ICE detention center. This dude doesn't love his wife. If he truly cared for her, he wouldn't walk his ass into a voting booth knowing his wife was gonna get screwed and voted for Trump. He would have never done that if he actually loved her. You should have conducted some research, maybe figured out that you're being screwed, that you're being lied to. Well, you decided not to do that. You decided that rationale and logical thinking was not the way to go in this situation. And now your wife is sitting in jail because of things that she can't control, like her nationality or the melanin in her skin. When USA Today interviewed him, he answered like a typical MAGA Trumper. I knew that they were cracking down. I guess I didn't know how it was going down. Your wife's in jail. That's how it's going down. Someone that came here with a student visa legally, by the way. Just like you people like it, she came here legally. I hope that she realizes and learns that her husband is the reason that she is in this situation. Walmart feels the heat in China after Trump imposes tariffs. The company is demanding China take the full burden of 25% tariff to keep their prices low. And China straight up said, F y'all. MAGA supporters, we know how much y'all love Walmart, Home Depot, Lowe's, Hobby Lobby, all your favorite places. Man, just wait. Just give it a little more. Walmart prices are about to skyrocket. Lumber, steel, all about to blow out of the roof. And when that comes around, I better hear every single one of you sacks of get on the internet and complain about it. Just like you did with Biden, Obama, etc. Get on the internet and complain how much Donald Trump is f***ing you. Luckily, I don't shop at Walmart. I haven't shopped in Walmart in years. My household here desperately tries not to give money to oligarchs. We like to give money to European-owned companies, Black-owned companies, Latino, Hispanic, Indigenous-owned companies. Those are the kind of companies. Asian-owned companies. Those are the kind of companies we want to give money to. Y'all say buy American. I stay the away from it. But while we're on the topic of Trump's tariffs, the trade war retaliation from Canada, Mexico, and China, yeah, it'll hit Trump voters the hardest. Oh, what a glorious thing to hear. It feels like to my ears. Knowing that you people that voted for this are about to get screwed even harder because of you. Because of your as we're living arguably in one of the worst timelines in human history. Knowing that the people that caused this blindness are about to get even harder because of their own trash ideals. It really does make life in the United States just a little bit better. Also, what's even more beautiful, this is my state, right? You looking, Trumpers? I'm in a blue shaded area. Just if you were thinking if I'm gonna get just like you, I'm not. I live in an area where intelligent people reside. Thank the Christ. Donald Trump shares a message for those complaining about egg prices. Shut up. Republicans against Trump was also not fond of Trump's remarks either, but Charlie Kirk is still softly sucking on the saggy, hairy teat of Trumpy boy. Shut up about egg prices. Trump is saving consumers millions. Is Charlie Kirk living on the same planet? Like, where is Trump saving consumers millions? Please, find that source for me. I would love to hear about this. And which consumers are you talking about? Because you ain't talking about us regular people. The complaining about high grocery prices is not gonna stop. It's only gonna get worse from all of us. This isn't gonna stop until prices go down. Way down. Also, Charlie, shut the up, you goofy That's all. Aww, look how cute they are, tweeting each other's words. As a function of the great policies of President Trump and his administration, and as an act of faith in America, Tesla is going to double vehicle output in the United States within the next 2 years.
No, God! No, God, please, no! No!
No! No! President, I voted for you, but since then you've cut too many government jobs too fast. OPM has screwed up my wife's retirement money after 30 years of faithful service, and we haven't gotten her retirement for a month. What the hell is going on? What's going on, football coach, is the fact that you and your wife are getting anally probed by Donald Trump and his administration. What an obedient worker you are. 30 plus years of faithful service and you're still getting This is why I don't give corporate America any leeway. They you just like Donald Trump is his own voters. It's the same exact thing. I don't feel bad at all for this idiot not getting his retirement money. I want you people to exactly feel how much Republicans are screwing you. I want you to finally understand who Republicans really are. The only way to convince those people is to come more left. Is for them to get personally affected by everything Donald Trump is doing, and it's happening. Affecting them in their personal life. Then maybe we can potentially get them on our side. Once they're personally affected, then we might have a potential to get them on the right side of history. I am an NIH-funded biomedical scientist with conservative leanings. And that's where you lost me, bro. You lost me. I'm done. I don't even want to proceed to read whatever trash you're about to spew. I have zero empathy for you. None. You're a scientist. Shouldn't you be smarter? Isn't logic like your whole career? Let's just continue. I know at least a dozen scientists, a small closeted minority, 12 closeted scientists that are Trumpers. I wonder why you're closeted. Is it maybe that 98% of scientists don't agree with you? That almost all of them would shun you out of the community? They voted for Trump largely because of the frustrations with DEI and extreme wokeness that had permeated every aspect of university life. Each one of us deeply regrets their vote for Trump and are utterly ashamed of it. Honestly, if you guys want to continue reading this, go right ahead. I'm just gonna pause to read. I'm absolutely done with this trash. This right here, reading this kind of knowing who's writing this, it's raising my blood pressure. And I don't feel like elevating it any further. This particularly infuriates me. A group of scientists voted for Trump. They thought that Trump would be the right choice because they were tired of DEI and wokeness. Shut the up. So not only are you dumb scientists, which is an oxymoron, you're also misogynists and racist. Good to know. And honestly, anyone that is a scientist that got their degree in whatever science you studied and you voted for Donald Trump, your degree should be taken away. You don't deserve that degree, just like cops don't deserve the badges that they get. Over 6,500 children in Lakewood non-public schools may lose free school meals under proposed congressional cuts. Additionally, the entire Lakewood public school district, which serves over 4,500 students, would also be forced to drop the program. You know what starving children do? They don't learn anything in school. Nothing. When I'm hungry, I can't even think straight, let alone learn anything. And when the hunger pains kick in and my stomach is eating itself, you better get the out of my face. All I'm thinking about is what can I get to eat? And it's exactly how these children are gonna feel. When I tell you guys that they want to keep you dumb and starving so they can keep this system going where they're pocketing the top 1%, that's what they want to do. They want everyone to shut their mouths and do as they're told. Why do you think they hate people like me? I tell you the truth, which in turn with their system. Think about this. Why do you think oligarchs made school 7-8 hours long? And you start that when you're like 5-6 years old. They're prepping you for their system early. My point is, feed your people or they'll stop feeding your system. Trump administration plans to fire over 70,000 employees at the Department of Veterans Affairs. What the I voted for Trump. This is not okay. You said you would support the VA and help all veterans. Carrie, did you not hear him say that veterans are suckers and losers? Did you not see him blatantly disrespect Arlington Cemetery? The doesn't care about veterans at all. Of course he's firing thousands from the VA. He's thinking the VA. The VA is not important to them. It's a privilege and an entitlement that must be destroyed. Their words, not mine. But I just spoke to someone in my private life that goes to the VA every single day, and they told me that they're pissed. Their favorite doctor's getting fired. They don't know what they're gonna do. They don't know who the they're gonna get. They just got used to this person. And now, they're gone. I just responded with this. Blame Donald Trump. Blame Donald Trump and Trump supporters for doing this to you. Because they are solely responsible for what you're going through right now. Silence. They said nothing. There have been protests going on all over the country, with both Dems and Republicans joining together to protest the firings, the prices, the cuts, the fact that one unelected foreign piece of shit is telling Trump what to do behind closed doors, just so he can line his and his friends' pockets. Why are national news channels not talking about these protests? Why are they not covering this? Because they're part of the oligarchy. That's why. They're part of the control. That's why capitalism will never and is never going to work alone. Socialism must be the core driving point. For these motherfuckers will always continue to take your human birthrights away. Facts are facts, and the truth is something fascism cannot thrive on. Leftism only thrives on the truth and reality. That's why it works. Jennifer Piggott, a resident of West Virginia, proudly hung a Trump campaign flag outside her home during the November election race. Now, after she was abruptly fired from her civil service job, her days of supporting the president are over. Now that you are personally being affected, now you hate him. It feels like music to my ears knowing you're suffering. This ain't no mystery. This is your damn history. Trump sucks, woohoo. Every day more are screaming, Trump sucks, woohoo. I love the fact that you are all getting now, woohoo! At the White House right now, headed to see President Donald Trump return control of education back to the states, where it belongs. Imagine being this ironically incompetent, knowing that Donald Trump is about to dismantle every single thing that's helping disabled children in school. And you, as a dude in a wheelchair? A dude that can't walk. A dude that relied on the exact same things that you are fighting against right now. Think about this, Greg. What if Donald Trump, your daddy, pulled out his little pen and signed away the ADA? What if he executive ordered the ADA away and everything involved in it? I wonder how you'd feel about that, Gregory. People of Texas, for the sake of humanity, please vote this motherfucker out. Gay Republicans whine about fairness after LGBTQ plus nightclub bans MAGA hats. Despite the current administration's anti-LGBTQ plus actions, the group says that banning MAGA hats is what's really unfair. Well, that's the way the bigoted cookie crumbles when you bake it a certain way. A way that you MAGA Trumpers want. MAGA hat ban at a gay club? That's just following your daddy's segregation orders. That's following Donald Trump's rules of segregation. Even though some attorneys say that he didn't really enact segregation, but I don't believe them. Everything Trump hints at doing, I take as he's gonna do that. He's absolutely gonna do that. So if Donald Trump wants to go that direction, then I'm A-okay with clubs and businesses banning MAGA hats. I'm absolutely A-okay with it. I'm cool with businesses banning all MAGA gear from entering their establishment. Segregate them from rational, logical people? I'm in. Trump revokes legal status for 530,000 Cubans, Haitians, Nicaraguans, and Venezuelans. I'm an American citizen. I voted for Trump. I was born in Cuba, and I think this is unfair and does nothing to help America. Cubans mostly vote Republican. Yeah, and that right there is the problem. Doing this puts Miami congressmen at risk of losing future elections, and Congress would lose its majority. Moreover, they're not illegal immigrants. Dude, he doesn't care if you're not illegal. Do you have brown skin? Are you Latino, Hispanic passing? Do they look Hispanic, Latino, and indigenous? Yes? Then they're gone. Trump doesn't even care if you're what they like to call white passing. He does not care. You're out of here. I do like the point little Eric made here, a point I didn't even think about. With Trump deporting so many people, even Cubans, which is true, Cubans are notorious right-wing voters. But with these deportations, Republicans are losing voters. They will lose the majority in Florida if they continue doing this shit. Florida Republicans are so She hoped Trump would revive her farm. Now she worries his policies could bankrupt it. Good. Good. We told you. You knew this. We told you about this. These facts were shoved into your face for months before the election. You knew Trump was gonna cut funds. You knew this. You just didn't want to believe it. Well, now that you do, it's too late. It's too late. Now you gotta face the consequences. Stupid is as stupid does, and stupid just did. Trump voters rebelling over Republicans' Medicaid cuts. This is 64-year-old Irma Arendando, who voted for Trump in 2024. Irma has several chronic health issues, including type 1 diabetes. In this last election, I voted Republican. Why? Because I'm against abortion. These one-issue voters, man, are infuriating. They will take that one issue and ride that to death, literally. Even if they know with that one issue that they have a problem with, they're gonna screw themselves in the long run. They're gonna be losing life-altering things, and they know this. That one issue is way more important to them than losing Medicaid. So I don't feel sorry for this woman. I can't. And she has type 1 diabetes, which is very private and personal to me. Even knowing that, my soft heart just cannot push it to care. A father of a trans man voted for Trump. He fears an order targeting gender-affirming care will upend his son's treatment. It doesn't matter what your political affiliation is. My main concern is how to keep your child alive and help them to be happy and thrive and be productive members of society. Then why the did you vote for Trump? If you legitimately feel this way, why the did you vote for him? You knew he was gonna do this. Come on, man. You say you love your son? Then answer me this, Rick. Why make the conscious decision and vote for a man that was very blunt about getting rid of trans rights? There was no secrecy here. He didn't beat around the bush. It was clear. You sound like you have empathy in your words. I wish you would utilize them. The Trump administration accidentally texted me its war plans. US national security leaders included me in a group chat about upcoming military strikes in Yemen. I didn't think it could be real. Then the bombs started falling. Oh, Jeffrey, the situation that you were put in, I can't even fathom. I wouldn't have believed it either. I mean, how stupidly idiotic do you have to be to do some like this? Even Hillary Clinton is losing her mind. She retweeted this the moment it went public. You have got to be kidding me. The Hillary emails lock her up crowd is really quiet right now. See, this situation is much deeper than you think. Plus, this is a much bigger deal than people make it out to be. This is a huge deal. Top echelon national security motherfuckers got on an app which they thought was secure. The app being Signal. If you don't know what Signal is this app where they tell you everything is secure. So these national security motherfuckers thought that it's gonna be secure. Planning on bombing brown people. They thought that was gonna be secure. Jeffrey Goldberg knew he had the story of the month. So what does Mr. Goldberg do? He screenshots their text messages. The man brought receipts. Not sure what the first couple texts said, but here's what we got. JD Vance tags Pete Kegbreath and says, if you think we should do it, let's go. I just hate bailing Europe out again. Let's make sure our message is tight here. And if there are things we can do up front to minimize risk to Saudi facilities, we should do it. Saudi facilities, huh? You cocks are doing this for oil again? You slimy little pieces of shit. Let me stop before I punch a hole in my computer screen. I ain't got the funds for that right now.
You ain't got the answers, man. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway.
Kegbreath responded with, VP, I fully share your loathing of European freeloading. It's pathetic. But Mike is correct. We are the only ones on the planet, on our side of the ledger, who can do this. Nobody else even close. Question is, timing. I feel like now is as good a time as any, given President of the United States directive to reopen shipping lanes. I think we should go, but the President of the United States still retains 24 hours of decision space. Then an SM responds. As I heard it, the President was clear, green light, but we soon made clear to Egypt and Europe what we expect in return. We also need to figure out how to enforce such a requirement. E.g., if Europe doesn't remunerate, then what? If the US successfully restores freedom of navigation at great cost, there needs to be some greater economic gain extracted in return. Agreed. If this doesn't prove to you that the United States is the one country in the world that is literally conquering land for their own gain, to extract that country's resources, and if anyone stands in their way, no matter what country it is, they're willing to exterminate them, to get whatever their grubby little hands want to get. And apparently in this situation, it's oil. It's oil again. Control the whole Middle East because that's where all the oil is. That's what they want. And they're not gonna allow brown Muslims to control the biggest area that has the most oil and one of the biggest trading routes in the world. They're not gonna allow brown Muslims to control that. White right-wing nationalists are not gonna allow that. They ain't gonna stand for that. They're gonna take it. You think they'll follow this Russian spy's words? Any unauthorized release of classified information is a violation of the law and will be treated as such. When? When is this gonna happen, Tulsi? Never. You're never gonna do that because the president has immunity and so does his regime. They'll never do anything about this. I wouldn't be surprised if they denied this ever happening. Oh wait, They have.
Your reaction to the story in The Atlantic that said that some of your top cabinet officials and aides had been discussing very sensitive material through Signal and included an Atlantic reporter for that. What is your response to that?
I don't know anything about it. I'm not a big fan of The Atlantic. To me, it's a magazine that's going out of business. I think it's not much of a magazine, but I know nothing about it. You're saying that they had what?
They were using Signal to coordinate on sensitive materials and
having to do with what? Having to do with what? What were they talking about?
With the Houthis.
The Houthis? You mean the attack on the Houthis? Well, it couldn't have been very effective because the attack was very effective. I can tell you that. I don't know anything about it. You're telling me about it for the first time.
I cannot explain to you how sick and tired I am of rich white motherfuckers running this country, running this world. I'm so over it. I'm over it. Our world is in this situation because of rich, old, white, oligarch and they'll do whatever it takes to benefit them. Bomb brown people for their natural resources? Yup. Creating a system where we make them millions while we get pennies? Yup. This is not the world that I want to live in. And I hope my generation and younger generations piss on their plans. I hope it all collapses for them so that we can start from scratch and have a progressive society that works for us, not the top 1%. I voted for Trump because I thought it would be funny to see liberals growl like dogs. I wanted affordable groceries, but the tariffs are gonna make everything worse and my life savings will be gone. I can't afford to spend $100 on groceries. I didn't vote for this. When it was time to vote, you were clearly told what you need to do. No, Trump now! But an orange man got into your head. And what did you do? You voted Trump now! You said, I ain't afraid of no Trump. Lick MAGA taint now! An ivermectin influencer died. Now his followers are worried about their own severe symptoms. Just before 7 a.m. on March 3rd, Danny Lemoy posted an update on his hugely popular pro-ivermectin Telegram group, Dirt Road Discussions. Happy Friday, all you poisonous horse paste eating survivors. Hours later, he was dead. 5 years into the pandemic and you're still promoting ivermectin? Which brings me to my point of Telegram. A pro-ivermectin group on a secure and private app. Yeah, that makes total sense. You people would never survive on an open public social media page. It would either get taken down for misinformation or you'll have a bunch of people in your comment section calling you dumb. Props on that name though, Dirty Road Discussions, because that's exactly what right-wing lunatics have every single day. Topics and opinions that should be tossed out of a car going 150 miles an hour onto a dirty road, where nobody will find it. Alarm as Florida Republicans move to fill deported worker jobs with children. According to Florida lawmakers, it's the state's school children who as young as 14 could be soon allowed to work overnight shifts without breaks, even on school nights. Meatball Ron adds, what's wrong with expecting our young people to be working part-time now? That's how it used to be when I was growing up. It was like that when I was growing up too, Ronald. What are you talking about? I remember being 14 years old, getting my first job at Food Lion bagging groceries. Maybe 2 or 3 times a week. 12 hours tops. But y'all want children 14 years old to work overnight, work more than 12 hours a week? Ain't gonna happen. Y'all are just freaking the out because Donald Trump is deporting all the people that did the dirty work that you don't want to do. So you gotta fill these jobs, right? Why not get their idiotic kids to do it? Make them work overnight too. Who cares? They don't need to study. We need to keep them dumb. Keep them dumb so they can continue this into their adulthood. That's how you'll make America great again. I sound like a crazy person, don't I?
Yeah. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
ICE detained a U.S. citizen in Northern Virginia with guns drawn. He offered to show ID and told the officers he was an American citizen, but they handcuffed him anyway. The man is a Trump voter, but says he's reconsidering his support after he was targeted for being Hispanic. Bro, this is like less than 2 hours from me. What I want to know is, why didn't they accept his offer to show them his ID? This could have been avoided if they just verified it. But that's not even the point here. They're just targeting anyone that isn't white or white passing in some scenarios. They're trying to get rid of anyone that's Latino, Hispanic, Indigenous, Asian, all of them. Gotta go. They know how much these people reproduce, and white fear here is in full effect. They know if they don't stop this, by 2054, 56% of this country will be either Latino or Hispanic. That's a fact. And they want to prevent that in whatever way necessary. But while we're on the topic of people getting forcefully and illegally abducted from our streets, you guys remember Mr. Bradley here? His Peruvian wife was detained a couple weeks ago and put in a detention center, awaiting to be deported. Remember, she was here on a student visa, which unfortunately expired during COVID, and she couldn't do anything about it because, you know, COVID. Well, Bradley is seriously considering leaving the US after wife's ICE arrest. He said if they really do deport his wife, he's moving to Peru. He's gonna go live with her. And honestly, go. Good riddance, get the out of here, one less idiot in this country. I just want to live in a country where people aren't swindled into fascism by false promises and whitewashed racist ideals. Is that so much to ask for? I'm a green card holder, therefore a non-citizen, and I have my social security number. I pay my taxes and I'm a law-abiding citizen. I love Trump, but I feel this whole situation is getting out of hand. Focus your attention on criminals and illegals, bro, not the people that came here the right way. Dude, they don't care. They're literally abducting and deporting American citizens. You better have eyes on the back of your head, because they might be coming for you as well. Regardless of all the rules you follow and all the paperwork you have to back your ass up, they don't care about that. It's obvious. It's not even about that shit. Never was. It's all about cleansing this country of all the bad people, which basically means anyone that isn't white. It's about pushing the birth dearth onto Hispanics and Latinos. They don't want you guys here. Even if you came here the right way, even if we took your land 200 years ago, they don't care. That is irrelevant to fascism. Jewish people had also paperwork and proof of residence. I'm a Connecticut native and a lifelong Republican. As far back as middle school, I proudly championed conservative values like self-determination and self-reliance. You mean selfishness, the core conservative value. As a teenager, I vividly remember vocalizing my support for Education Secretary Linda McMahon in a social studies class project during her 2010 Senate race. And yet, in a cruel and ironic twist, last month, Secretary McMahon fired me. Yes! Linda McMahon just tombstone pile drivered you just like she got tombstoned by Kane. That's funny as shit. Elon Musk's baby mama, one of a dozen apparently, and right-wing influencer Ashley St. Clair tweeted this on July 23rd, 2020. Before the idiots start thinking I'm advocating for unaliving children and men not paying child support, I'm not. My point is that if a woman gets to unalive a fetus because she doesn't feel like having a child, a man should be allowed to opt out of paying child support if he doesn't want the child. 2 minutes later, Elon, we asked you to confirm paternity through a test before our child, who you named, was even born. You refused. And you weren't sending me money, you were sending support for your child that you thought was necessary. Until you withdrew most of it to maintain control and punish me for disobedience. It's all about control with you, and everyone sees it. I mean, the irony. The irony here is spectacular. I thought you said that men that don't want the child shouldn't have to pay child support. I thought that was equivalent to women getting abortions. Just abort the child metaphysically, I guess. I'm not defending Musk here in any way. I'm just confused about the hypocrisy. I told y'all, with right-wingers, if it does not affect them personally, they don't care. The moment whatever they don't care about comes in and makes them care about it, that's when they turn white like old dog shit. Now, my friends, I gotta share this with you. Behold, betrayedbytrump.com. Someone had the brilliant, ingenious idea of creating a website where people that were either affected by Trump's bullshit or people that have voted for him and now are having buyer's remorse. This is a new website, so it's very basic, but it's magically amazing. No Democrats, no bots, no trolls. This is a platform dedicated to collecting and sharing stories from Trump supporters who feel betrayed by Donald Trump and or the elected and unelected officials who enable him. Our goal is to give voices to those who have experienced broken promises, policy reversals, or other actions that contradict the values and the commitments they told us they believed in. The few stories that are on that page right now are incredible. Go read them. Go laugh a little bit. Go laugh at the stupid people doing stupid things and now bitching about it. Because you'd be surprised how many people actually hate Donald Trump. Don't let the election fool you. That bitch was bought and paid for by Elon Musk and his oligarch friends. I don't give a what the election results say. But know that more people are about to drop their horror stories on that website to show their disdain for Humpty Dumpty.
All right, I hate asking for help. I'm not asking for any handouts, but I'm a small business owner that is directly being affected by the 104% tariff that has been put on China. I import alloy wheels for cars, and I do somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 containers a year, which is a small business. At 104%, I am absolutely going to implode and will not last 6 months.
MAGAs gathered in their masses, just like bitches at clan masses. Evil minds that just aren't working as the Trump machine keeps turning. Oh Lord, yeah. Mr. Trump, save my business. Small companies plead for relief from crushing tariff costs. Bro, Trump ain't saving Trump is right now in the White House secretly hoping you fail. The more you peasants fail, the more billionaires win. Funny thing is, this dude is a billionaire himself and is still losing because of Trump. Well, you should have done your research before you threw your life away, buddy. Isaac Larian, an Iranian-born man that voted for Trump, by the way. CEO of toy maker MGA, says tariffs are driving up costs at his Ohio factory. Ohio. And will make the company's Bratz dolls twice as expensive this Christmas. He voted for Trump, but says small businesses desperately need help. Then why the did you vote for him, you dumb? He is never, ever gonna help you. Ironically, this was posted by far-right publisher The New York Post, a newspaper that gurgles Trump's at any given moment. Why don't you help him, New York Post? You pieces of have enough money. Go ahead, help him. I'm glad that Kamala Harris lost. Very cautiously optimistic about what might come next. But if politics is the main place where you find meaning, community, and identity, you're screwed, whatever side you're on. Politics can't do the work of living your life for you. This was posted on 11/17/2024. I'm 61, and over the past 2 months, my 401k has lost 25% of its value. I'm always happy to contribute to the greater good, but can someone please explain to me how this helps anyone? Oh, Nicholas, you really took it up the tailpipe, didn't you? You were so stoked when Harris lost. You even told us, don't put so much into politics. Don't make politics your life. You want us to live our life like nothing's happening, like everything is fine. I hate to break it to you, buddy, but that's not how reality works. Every single thing in life, anything you can think of, has some kind of political undertone or is full-blown political. But to answer your question, how is this helping anyone? It's helping rich motherfuckers while the small guy. I googled this. He's a libertarian, which, as my friend Reb likes to say, libertarians are just Republicans that like to smoke weed. So I suggest you roll up your ganja, bro, because your 401k is only gonna get worse. China bans Boeing aircraft deliveries as trade war escalates. Oh! If you're unaware, Boeing is America's largest exporter. And know that the company doesn't just export aviation supplies, but car parts, air pumps, heating machinery, all kinds of shit. Many things that people rely on every single day. China just banned him from entering the country. Good. 70% of Boeing's backlog is from China, which makes them their biggest trading partner. You know what that means? The United States is China said, we're no longer partners, and I don't blame them. At least now I know why China, Japan, and South Korea, 3 countries that have hated each other for millennia. Now I know why they're becoming their own trade partners. I get it. I wouldn't want to be partners with the United States either. I went on Boeing's website to see how much shipment growth Boeing has had this year. They're in the negatives. Negative 34.7%. We are definitely going into a recession. Now, I've never done one of these during a Leopards Ate My Face, so here's a speed run of MAGA complaining on the internet. Watch their faces be eaten by the most beautiful of leopards. You are destroying the market. This isn't what I voted for. If things don't turn around soon and the market gets clearance, I'll be voting you out. Well, it's too late. It's just too late. Thank you, sir. I voted for you to destroy all my investments. Never would I have thought this would happen. I'm officially wrecked and depressed. At Real Donald Trump, thank you for bankrupting me. In fact, I voted for you in all 3 past elections. Well, now that you put that out on the table, you. I'm so glad knowing that he bankrupted you. I hope you're struggling. Maybe this will teach you a lesson, puss boy. Yo, at Real Donald Trump, what are we doing? Us that voted for you had skin in the game and thought that there was more for America to be had. Yet the entire down payment I was saving for, a home for our family, is nuked.
Too bad, so sad, bye-bye.
Too bad, so sad, bye-bye. I've honestly never been so disheartened or disappointed in someone I voted for. I feel saddened and disappointed. I voted for you, Mr. Trump, and I heard the Senate and House will cut federal benefits that I've faithfully worked for and earned for the past 34.5 years. I voted 3 times for you. I'm the stupid one. I didn't say it. He did. Guys, I just found out he didn't even write this book himself. We're so screwed. Of course he didn't. The dude can't even read. What made you think that he could write in general? Let alone write a book. That dude can't write. He can't read. He's dumb as shit. He should have titled the piece of shit The Art of the Steal, because that's all the motherfucker knows. That's all he's done his whole life is steal. Steal from others. Like this guy.
All right, I hate asking for help. I'm not asking for any handouts, but I'm a small business owner that is directly being affected by the 104% tariff that has been put on China. I import alloy wheels for cars, and I do somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 containers a year, which is a small business in regards to this industry. At 104%, I am absolutely going to implode and will not last 6 months. So with that said, I'm asking, is there anybody out there that has connections with manufacturing facilities, specifically alloy wheels, either in the United States or outside in these lesser tariffed countries like Mexico, Indonesia, Thailand, India? I need to find another source. I've emailed a lot of these companies and cannot get a response. And I just don't know if it's because I'm a small business or what exactly it is.
No! Ain't nobody helping you. Nobody's gonna help you. Donald Trump's definitely not gonna help you. You should have known. Honestly, as a small business owner myself, how did you not know this shit? This is straight laid out in Project 2025. It's in black and white in English. Here, I'll give you the chapter so you can go right to it. Chapter 26, Mandate for Leadership, penned by no other than the slimebag piece of shit Peter Navarro. Just Google him and it'll tell you everything you need to know about this motherfucker. Do I feel sorry for this guy's business going under? Absolutely not. This is a lesson that these people need to learn, and I hope that you finally learn that being on the left is being on the correct side of human history. Have these fascist tariffs affected you? Leave your thoughts in the comment section below, and I'll see you there. And if you need more of my series, The Ghost Effect, check out my next video right here. And if you can, my friends, please support the channel on Patreon. That would mean the world to me. I'm gonna leave those links, as always, right here and in the description below. I really hope to see you there. Come get early access to all of my videos, private lives, and much more. If you do join, make sure you check your email for your private link to my Discord. Subscribe for more leftism, and I am